And looks like we are back for round one. Would I like to play first? I would. How did you know? Is it Signet into Jace? This is keepable. It's a little light on action. So if Jace doesn't resolve, there's a good chance we lose. Definitely keeping up Spell Pierce, as there's a chance our opponent like slams a Black Lotus or something absurd and we have to counter it immediately. Like, we can just counter this Mox and whatever it is they're trying to do, they can't do it. I think I like that. Like, Spell Pierce isn't going to get a whole lot better than this, and that may have been their only land drop and they're a Storm deck. Lol, he says. Hey, I traded my Spell Pierce for your Mox. We're good. That is why I like early interactive cards. God, a Duress here would be terrible, or Thoughtseize or something. So we could ramp out the Power Stone, but I think I want to get the Jace going first because we don't have anything to draw into currently. So let's just get some cards here. Probably we'll take the Mind Sculptor pile, because if this Jace lives, we can down tick it next turn to get some more cards and then play the other one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. We don't need the lands. And I'm fine down ticking that Jace, or we can just make him deal with this one and then play the other one. Could also go for Jace Ultimate as a possibility. Alright, there's a hippie. That can be a problem. So I think we just cash this in and then slam the other Jace. This is only when it deals damage to a player, right? So we could zero the other Jace, get some cards, and if he doesn't hit me, it doesn't actually do anything. So let's cash this guy in. Well, we'll take the Kavu here and just kill his dude. Still don't need the lands. So let's take that Kavu. Unfortunately, can't do much else with it, but I'm happy with a baby 2-for-1. Also means if we continue to go uninterrupted, we can go Power Stone into this Jace next turn, which could be good. Could be good. Wow. So much value to be had here. I can Jace, Electrolyze 1 and 1, and then just kill the Sorin. If I'm going to do that, I should Electrolyze first. I could do that and just play the Power Stone so that next turn can be really explosive. But let's see what we draw here. 1, 1. Okay. Do not want to redirect it to Sorin. He's going to die to the Kavu. Bonfire. Not exactly what we were after, but a Bonfire for huge amounts next turn could be good. Let's knock Sorin out of the way. This reminds me more of like a modern red-white deck, where it's just kind of answer their stuff and kill them with leftovers. Alright, Lightning Strike is acceptable. We can Clique. I can only cast one single red spell. Or, excuse me, single blue spell. So I think maybe playing Jace and just making him deal with that is where I want to go. We can also set up a Miracled Bonfire for next turn if we want it. Did I make a land drop already? I did not. So I could make a land drop, play the Signet. We can stash away the other Jace, and then put Bonfire on the top in case we need it. That way, can I play Signet and still have up clique? Yes. If I keep the land. So we've got a bonfire on top if we need it, and we've got access to a clique right now, which we're probably going to clique him. And then we can bonfire for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 if we want to. Okay, Jace down. We still got our value. All right, so what are you working with over there? Is what I'd like to know. Plains. Okay. I think we're good. So I can bonfire again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and hit for 3. And then haste it in next turn. Yeah, that's what we're doing this turn. Okay, so we'll just fireball you for 9. And that sits him basically dead if he draws a creature, because we would take it. We could also do exactly the play I was talking about earlier. Jace is 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we loot, flip, and electrolyze. I actually have the mana to do all of those things, I think. Let's see if I do. I think this works. I'm going to play the Jace anyway, so that's not a big deal. And I'm going to play the Zealous Conscripts anyway, so that's not a big deal. Cast target sorcery card, electrolyze you, and hit you to death. Funny that I mentioned that that is a possible play while we were drafting the deck, and turns out it is. Okay, so he's sort of Mardu Planeswalkers, general dirtily value creatures. I like that. He saw Mana Leak and Spell Pierce as our counters, so he's likely to play around those. And it looks like most of his spells are cheap. We still want to have some interaction for them in the early game, but those are not super relevant things for us. Disc might be something I want there, just because I have less creatures than he does. Mana War might actually be quite relevant here, now that I think about it. We could run a Mana War and consider taking out the Spell Pierce. It was pretty good that game, but we've got plenty of counters, and I don't know that we necessarily need that, whereas bouncing a token can be relevant, bouncing a threat can be relevant. It does play cutely with the Splinter Twin, although I might want to consider taking the Splinter Twin out, as his deck is going to be super removal heavy. And I'd have to wait till I could protect the damn thing anyway. I may be more interested in Firebolt than Burst Lightning as well, just because he has discard spells and is likely to do stuff like that, and it lets us get a little bit of value there. Yeah, I'll do that, because if I have it early and I want it early, it's going to be basically just the same as a Burst Lightning. I can't do it at instant speed, but that's fine. And perhaps I do want Sarkhan over Tamiyo, because Sarkhan can deal with opposing Planeswalkers as well as creatures. So I think I like those changes, knowing what we're up against. Jet, no. Thada, yay, showed us a Mox. I mean, she's not going to be great, but she'll be fine. It's a value creature. I'll run this back. Turns out 3 Jaces is good. Alright, this hand is fine. It's got a Jace to do early. It's got a Firebolt to stop early aggression. We can keep this. We can also just run a Clique out there and see what our opponent's up to. This kind of makes me want to leave up Mana Leak, but I'm not going to not cast a Signet. The chance to fix our colors and do something cool next turn is too good. It does let us Jace and hold up Mana Leak for the next turn. Or potentially bolt a hippie or something. I'll probably just Firebolt that. Like, the downside is he knows what he's up against. The good side is we don't have to deal with that. So he knows he's dealing with a Mana Leak. But the fact that I can clique him end of turn if he doesn't play something I want to Mana Leak means I think I'm just going to go in this direction. So what have you got over there? You got anything good? You've got a Johnny, which I feel like we can handle. You've got Lightning Strike, which can kill our guy, and you've got a Sorin. So I can Mana Leak any of these. I'll leave him with the 2 Planeswalkers and take the Lightning Strike. That way he just has to deal with this and Jace, and we have the Mana Leak up, and we're ramping into Eugene. We can hold extra lands possibly to loot away because we've got Mana Rocks. Like, he's kind of got to do something here, right? Brimaz? I'm more worried about that than I am the Planeswalkers. Yeah, you got me. No kitties for you. Flashing back Firebolt is kind of meh. Assault Monolith. That gives me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I probably do cast this turn. Let's see what we've got coming up. Is it maybe something I need to deal with a Planeswalker? A Mana War? That's not really something I'm interested in right now. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I really don't need the land. I may as well hold the Mana War even though I don't want to cast it this turn. I could Mana War my Clique, but I don't think we're doing that. Because slamming Ugin next turn should deal with any of the Planeswalkers he gets up. Depending on what we see here. Like, Vendilion Clique will kill you. It does have a neat comes into play effect, but it'll just kill you. That's not irrelevant. Alright, you made Sorin, yay! And you made a guy. Alright. God, we can just Sarkin and eat Sorin. That seems so good. Can I do that and still leave back the Mana War? I mean, like, Ugin's fine too. It does leave him with the Sorin potentially, but I kind of don't care. I should loot. Because why not loot? There's Jace Architect of Thought. I can't have both of these in play. And I kind of don't need the other one. But he's got an Ajani in hand. I'd rather have a Jace than a Mana War. So let's just get Ugin going here. Kill the token. Boink. And hit Sorin. And we can still slam the Sarkin next turn to destroy something if we want to. Plus we'll have a flipped Jace shortly. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. Like, sure, he could draw an O-ring or something to deal with the Ugin, but we still pretty handily deal with his Planeswalkers. We know he's got a Johnny in hand, and that's it currently. I do approve of his cats. Like, if you're gonna draft, you should draft as many cats as possible. That's not gonna do it, buddy. It looks like it's gonna do it, but it's not. It's really close. Thada. So cool, but we don't need it. Let's just get all the Planeswalkers in play. So we're gonna 4 you. We're gonna 3 a Johnny, 2 Sorin, and -2/-0 that. Then we'll ultimate Ugin next turn. Yep, let's kill you. Let's not kill you. Sorin, Lord of Innistrad, I am coming for you. Doink. We no longer know any of the contents of our opponent's hand, but it's going to be difficult for them to matter very much. Oh, well, there's a Vindicated Ugin. So it's not just game over yet. You will gain 2 on your lifelink there. That is true. Don't really need the island. We can just firebolt that away. Like, it kind of doesn't do anything. Let's pump up Sarkin here. There's not anything better to do with this guy, is there? I mean, I guess we may as well plus it. We don't need to... Like, flashing back the firebolt for 1 doesn't really do much. Could also just play Thada. And then plan on killing it next turn. That seems pseudo-reasonable. Since we know he has a hippie in the deck, I'm going to hold an extra land in hand, just in case something goes wrong and we get hippied. Oh, he's had enough. Alright, cool. We will see you guys back in just a minute for round 2. Thank you for tuning in.